afraid. Be very afraid. I'm sorry, I didn't have time to prepare my index cards and get it all organized, get it all sorted out. But we had an interesting discussion. We had about 10, 12 people show up by the end, and we just went round in one round robin, just discovering what had worked for people. I thought we were going to do sales and adoption strategies. I think it turned out to be mostly adoption strategies, and the strategy of selling it, well, that still actually is muddy for me. Elizabeth pointed out some, but anybody else, you buy me a beer or I'll buy you a beer or something. So what did we discover? Some patterns. Well, one group succeeded by running a small pilot under the cover, with, and then having had the small success, turned around and said to management, look, we prevented bugs over here. Gee, wasn't that good? Wouldn't you like us to do more of that? Great, that's actually a well-known pattern. Why didn't we think about doing that before? There was another one came out of the
It's also a selling strategy.
Pardon? Yeah, it's not one I can use though as an outside consultant. I can't do things under the covers because I don't want to put enough of my evenings in. We had a story of a developer and tester who collaborated very closely writing tests in Cucumber, ping-ponging. The only problem was the momentum failed as soon as one member of the pair changed. So there's probably a warning when you find yourself in that situation. How are you going to make it work when it's not you anymore? Talking to we realized that different people have different needs. When you're talking, this is actually a sales strategy. Talking to a test automations director, they have different values than a manager of business analysts, who has different values than an individual developer. We can't give them the same spiel on ATD or BDD, as JB would like us to call it. They need different things. They have different pains they want solved. We have to go listen to them and find out what their pain is before we tell them how this is going to fit into their world. Surprise, surprise, small trials, results, and publicized came up again. And then we had Bob Galen mention the fact that he doesn't even talk about ATD anymore per se. He talks about changes to a QA organization. And oh, by the way, one of those rather large and painful changes that are going to take you some time to absorb is ATD. But it's not that you should do it for the sake of doing ATD. Your QA organization is changing, and this is going to be part of the change. Semantic patterns. The big one I've seen in recent years is mouth support from management. Yes, we support ATD. Yes, you should do it. Yes, this is important. Oh, you mean we're actually going to have to slow down for a few weeks to learn how to do that? Oh, I'm not sure. And the converse idea of that is, wow, what a brilliant idea you've just pitched to us as management. We're all in. I'd like the entire department doing ATD. Could they please switch over tomorrow morning? Two things that puzzle me at this moment. Let's just assume that...
I think we know what
Oh, no, it wasn't a Wells Fargo story. That's the funny part.
They're all Wells Fargo.
But so that anti-pattern...
That's totally not a true story.
That anti-pattern...
He made it all up.
But it wasn't a Wells Fargo story. It's the best part. So that anti-pattern exists in several places. What puzzles me still, how do we maintain the initial momentum? It's wonderful. I can get anybody